Here is how I do my daily, almost daily smoothies. I always start with frozen fruit. In this case, I'm using this one, which is not the most ideal because it's non-organic, but it is a good deal. I get it at Walmart. I get a pound of frozen fruit, and it is my favorite fruit, which is mango, pineapple, strawberries, and peaches. Not a fan of the strawberries, especially because they're not organic. Costco has a frozen fruit bag of organic berries and organic fruit overall. The same, but organic. It's a little bit more money, but it's worth it. The next thing I use is some kind of protein powder. This is the ideal one because it is organic and it's not just protein powder, but it's superfoods. So it's protein and food. It has fantastic ingredients. It is nothing crazy. Super acceptable to me. But after trying different protein powders, I like this one. Hold on, let me check what kind of sugar it uses. Wait, I'm going to see if I display the ingredients for you guys to check. But I do have to warn you about these organic protein powders. I am yet to find the perfect protein powder. There's always something in them that I could object to and say no to, but this is an excellent option when you are out on the road, when you're out of your house and you don't have time to make your own food. So as I was saying, these protein powders and the frozen fruit are excellent means of eating clean out there when you are not anywhere near a decent restaurant where you can order good food, or you're in a rush, you don't have time to eat. So you put that in there, and then in this case you add, in this case it's 2, so you put 2 spoons of that. Now you can go ahead with that, and you can add water, you can add milk, you can add whatever liquid of your choice. Now I add water, but this is what I also do. Now this is optional, it's up to you. In my case, I have some maca powder, and what I do, it gives me good energy, so I don't fill up the whole thing. I just use a little bit of maca powder. I also add more stuff. Organic beetroot powder. So the organic beetroot powder, I do about a spoon, not too much, because it does have a funky little taste, and sometimes it doesn't ruin the taste, but it just kind of twists the flavor, if you know what I mean. I also use matcha. Again, I go to different stores, or Amazon, or Ross, TJ Maxx, and I add a little bit of whatever organic powders I find. Matcha powder is excellent, and I do find that is powder of green tea keeps me with good energy, in addition to the maca. I also happen to find organic ashwagandha root powder, which I find to be wonderful. If you Google ashwagandha, you will find a ton of great benefits. But one of the main reasons why I use ashwagandha is because it's an anti-inflammatory, a natural occurring anti-inflammatory. And as you well know, disease comes from high levels of inflammation in the body. Next, I also found moringa powder. It does not say, oh, it does say organic. Yes, I like moringa. I came across moringa here in South Florida when I met some Jamaican people at a restaurant. They were telling me all about the wonders of the moringa tree. I do put about a teaspoon of moringa powder. So as you can see, my smoothie is becoming super loaded with a ton of ingredients, and it's been my experience so far that nothing bad has happened. Okay, this little green funky looking powder here is spirulina, and spirulina is wonderful for mental alertness. And again, I don't use too much because it does, I believe spirulina comes from the algae, and it does have a bit of a marine taste to it. So I put just enough to help, because there is a ton of other ingredients that are helping my brain. Last but not least, I found this in my last trip to Ecuador, Latin America. They have a superfood protein smoothie. I could use this separately, but I have found that it doesn't make the smoothie thick enough. You have to add other things to it. So I use it here as an add-on. And the flavor of this is naranjilla, which is a special type of fruit found in Latin America. And this is no sugar. I mean, this is a super cool stuff. They also have one made of passion fruit, which is wonderful, and I ran out. So I am hoping to order it from somebody that's going to Ecuador or coming back from Ecuador soon. But what I do, besides of the fact that this is goodness altogether, I add one more spoon to get add thickness to it, also more of the goodies, and also this gives it the beautiful flavor of those Latin American fruit, which is, oh, yummy. I can smell the naranjilla already. And if you don't know what naranjilla is, I say go Google it. And if you're a fellow Latino that knows, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you can, that's how you spell naranjilla. It's wonderful. It tastes yummy. Okay, so we're going to add water to it and we're going to get started. So we put water. Now, one thing I've learned, never to fill it up all the way to the top, because as you well know, if you blend with the liquid all the way to the top, you're going to have a bit of an explosion. So you don't want that. Let's remove this. You decide what powder you use. You decide which one of these you use. This is your own decision. Whatever you find works for you. And why I'm using this particular mix this time is because that's what I found available at the stores. But as I'm running out of one, I go to the stores and see what else is available. And if I don't have all of them, I don't have all of them. And, you know, it is what it is. It's just a way to supplement myself throughout the day in case I don't take my vitamins and I need energy. And I also need liquid. You don't get thirsty and you don't get hungry. And your energy levels remain really stable. So in the blender, I start the low setting. So you want to go hard, because if you go hard, this is what happens. It just kind of freezes here, but I guess this time it works. I start slow. You wait for it to chop up the fruit up to here. You see the liquid, and then it kind of remains coarse up here. When you see a liquid here, then you go high. Here. See the fruit here? And then you go high. When it's constantly spinning like that, that's a perfect setting. But I see there's a little bit of powder left over, so I'm just going to reblend it. There. That's the ideal point, when it spins and there's a hole in the center that's constant. Now, there's times when you are making it and there's not enough water, there's too much powder, or it's too frozen and it gets a bit thicker. It may not complete the blend, but it's up to you. You'll get the hang of it. And sometimes you get this little dust, which is powder that got stuck. For the most part, sometimes I insert a spoon, but for the purpose of this video, we're gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna get to the last step. So next, I have two of these big tumblers. They are very large. I think they're more than 20 ounces. I carry two of them if I'm going to be gone all day. The reason why I do this is so that I don't have to stop to buy food at the first store that I see. All right, let's just see the pouring of it. Nice texture. You don't need to add sugar. You don't need to add anything to it, because all the ingredients and the powders, oh yeah, it's perfect. Oh my God, I can taste the naranjilla. It literally tastes like ice cream of naranjilla. That's how good it is. So these two big containers will be going with me whenever I leave in the morning. The reason why I carry this is because sometimes you're out all day. You're at work or you're running errands or whatever. And then in the middle of that, your body gets hungry or gets thirsty. So what happens? You look for food, or at that moment that you're thirsty or hungry, you do not have the time to go find food. So if you have this right next to you, you simply do what I do. You insert a straw, and then you sip it. And if you do a few sips at a time throughout the day, you don't go hungry and you don't go thirsty. Your energy levels are steady. No drops. Don't get hungry. You're fine. And then you can come home, or at the end of the day, you could still have soup or whatever light food, and you will be fine. So let me know what you think. How do you make your smoothie? Your protein powders, what do you use? Everyone has their preference. And in my case, this is not my perfect formula. I modify according to what's on sale that day, what I find at CVS. I use my CVS membership $10 discount because that's where I buy my smoothies, because I get $10 off once a month, and that's good enough for me. And so, yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.